Call the meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Kathleen, can you do roll call?
Trustee Barheit.
I'm here.
Trustee Young.
Here.
Trustee Hopkins.
Here.
Trustee Gant.
Present.
Trustee Sweeting.
Here.
Trustee Faber.
Here.
And President Hughes.
Here. Did we meet open meeting compliance?
We have.
Great. Okay. We are not having public comments tonight, so we'll move right into the agenda. Administrator's office, number 1, discussion and approval of health insurance, vision insurance, and dental insurance for the Salem Lakes firefighters to move from Team Care Insurance provided through the Teamsters Union to United Healthcare Insurance effective January 1st, 2024.
So moved. Second.
Okay, Hopkins and Gant. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much. So this evening, I'm here to present the healthcare option for insurance for firefighters. As you are aware from when Dave Brettel was here, the firefighters changed unions from Teamsters to IAFF back in November. You can't hear me. Now can you hear me? When they switched from Teamsters to IAFF, they then were no longer eligible for Team Care Insurance through the Teamsters. And IAFF does not offer insurance. Therefore, the village has been looking for insurance for the firefighters who are notified they would be ineligible for it through Team Care. Team Care notified Dave Brettel on December 4th that they would cover the firefighters through December 30th, 2023 with Team Care Insurance, but not December 31st. I have been trying to find a solution for that. Just as a heads up, I have not found a solution for that yet. I have reached back out to Team Care and asked them to please reconsider their decision to cover the firefighters for December 31st. I do not have an answer for you on if they will have coverage on December 31st for that one single day yet. There is absolutely no option in the marketplace to cover them for one day. So it would be a huge disservice to our firefighters if Team Care serves follow through with their decision. I feel compelled to let you need to know that. If our firefighters are on a call during that day of December 31st for the fire department, they would be covered under workers' comp insurance. So that is at least a saving grace for that day. If something happens on their personal time without insurance, there's no coverage for them unless we can find Teamsters in their heart to cover them. So that is the bad news for the night. The good news is, good and bad, I was able to reach out to 3 different insurance companies, Group Health Trust, State of Wisconsin Employee Trust, and M3 Insurance Brokers to receive quotes. 2 of those were unable to quote the village. Group Health Trust did not have enough time and they required detailed claims information, which I was not able to obtain. State of Wisconsin Employee Trust also was not able to quote the village. And the reason they wouldn't quote us was because they require 70% of your Wisconsin retirement system eligible employees to be on their insurance. And they also require a minimum of 90 days to quote the insurance. Obviously, we didn't have 90 days. The only option that was able to provide a quote for the firefighter was M3 Insurance Brokers. They were able to quote 2 different options, Anthem, Blue Cross Blue Shield, and United Healthcare. However, only one of those options is actually a viable option for us, which is United Healthcare. The reason being is Anthem, Blue Cross Blue Shield's underwriting time is taking too long, and they wouldn't be able to underwrite all of the policy in time for it to take effect on January 1st, which leaves us with the only option tonight to talk about, which is United Healthcare. I did provide you some draft documents on your desks. I will have to take those back at the end of the evening because they are not final documents. Final documents are not available until underwriting is complete. But it does provide pretty decent insurance coverage for them. It's not as good as the Team Care insurance that they had. It's literally a unicorn plan. I've never seen anything like it. It's really, really good. But what they have, it still is a 0 deductible for in-network coverage. It's pretty low cost for the firefighters. And it does provide good coverage. United Healthcare is a plan that is offered across the state. So there's lots of options across the state. It's also a nationwide option. So that if they travel, they will have coverage somewhere else too, if they're on vacation. So in order for the United Healthcare to take place and go into effect on January 1st, I would need for you guys to make a decision on that this morning, because final documents, applications from all the firefighters, as well as the village application to provide employer insurance to our employees, has to be back to United Healthcare by tomorrow. Hence the reason for a very urgent call special meeting. I have already worked with the firefighters to collect all application documents in the event that we vote yes tonight, so that we can start the process tomorrow. To talk through the cost, just to give you some heads up on this, I thought we were going to need a budget amendment, which is why you had a second item on there. I could bring on this all the way up until we met this evening. We actually do not need a budget amendment, so the next item we don't have to talk about, but you do, in order to make a vote, need to know what the cost is. So under Team Care, the current coverage through Teamsters, the annual cost for the employer for all of the firefighters that are covered is $285,907.44, and the employee portion of that was $15,000.47. And that's how much we were paying. So basically the part you need to remember is the $285,000 is what you had been paying for Team Care to cover those 12 firefighters. Underneath the proposed United Healthcare, your cost would be $128,406. So it is significantly less. And then the employee portion of that for all of them is $14,000. That is not per person. We're not paying $14,000 per person. That's to cover the whole group. So when I compared the Team Care monthly employee cost to the United Healthcare monthly employee cost, what's important to note on this is that Team Care is able to provide a group quote because it's a very large organization. We are only asking to cover 12 employees plus their families. And so we only have 17 people. We do not qualify with 17 people for a group quote for a large employer. So therefore, in the marketplace, we have to do individual quotes by employee. When you look at the marketplace, then when it's a small employer like we are, it will be by age. So each employee will pay based on their age. And also on if it's an individual, a single plus one, or a family. So I brought those ranges for you so that you're making a fully informed decision this evening. For Team Care, what they were paying, every single person paid the same amount. It was $98.58 a month. Underneath the United Healthcare, and I have, by the way, sat down and shared the individual quotes with each employee in the firefighter unit. So they're aware, at least the ones that were present yesterday, they know what their new quote is going to be. So for a single under United Healthcare, on the lower age bracket is $65 a month. Before they would have paid $98. For a single plus one, it's $137. And for a family, so that could be multiple children and a spouse plus yourself, it's $253. So that it is more than the $98 that they are used to. I will tell you that it's still really good prices for insurance. And I'm not afraid to share with you, when I was in Lake County government, my insurance there cost me almost $500 per month. So, and that was to cover me and my children. So $253 to cover a family here is still less than the average in the government sector across the board. Maybe you'll find another place that was paying $98, but it's not very common. So I do think that under the circumstances, and even without the circumstances, the quote that we got is actually a good quote as far as price for the village as well as price for the employee. The coverage is not terrible. It's a zero deductible as long as you're in network. There are co-pays, but it's still really good insurance. And it does have dental, vision, and medical. It is considered an a la carte plan. So there's 3 different plans, all through United Healthcare. Our employees previously, they didn't get to choose what they wanted. You just had to choose it. Now they can choose, hey, if you're young still and able to be on your parents' insurance, you can opt out. To you couldn't, you just had to pay it. We do have a few younger firefighters that are going to choose to opt out. Also, because it's a la carte, they can choose, hey, I don't want the vision and the dental, or I want to find a different plan with different coverage. They don't have to choose the vision and the dental. Before it was all, you had to take it all. So in this case, they can choose, you know, to cover all of the things that they want, vision, dental, and medical, or they can choose none or whatever they want. So in that all-in-one cost is about $65 for a single and $253 for a family, and that includes all three, because I just wanted to add it all up together so I can have one simple conversation. But you do have the information in your packets. The cost of vision, I think for a family is still only like 15 cents. I mean, it's really inexpensive in there. So let me know if you have any questions. That is the best information I can give you this evening. That is the full cost comparison. And like I said, it is the only option in order to cover the firefighters.
Thank you. Any questions?
I don't, I'm sorry. Is it, was it comparable, pretty close to each other?
Well, it's not exact. It's good coverage. It's pretty standard coverage like you would find in the marketplace. It is not the uniform plan they're used to,
All
but
right,
it is good coverage.
Yeah, but our backs are against the wall here. We have to do something tonight.
Correct.
Or we're not gonna do anything. Yeah, I think there's no other option other than accept what's presented here and let it go at that.
It's a no-brainer.
Okay. All right. Can I get a motion?
And congratulations on doing this in such a short period of time under these circumstances. And I think this sounds good to me.
Yep.
Reasonable.
You make a motion
I
to,
make a motion to
I'll second it.
approve
It's
the.
already a motion on the.
oh, sorry,
It's been.
Bill made, sorry, I'm mistaken.
and
Bill made the motion and Ron did. So you make a motion to approve?
Yes.
Okay. Got it. Sorry, Dennis.
I'll second it.
Bill Barheit,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Dennis,
Yes.
Ron,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Jared,
Yes.
and I'm a yes. Motion carries. All right, and number 2, we do not need, so we are going to pass on that one and go right on to planning and zoning. Number 1, discussion and possible approval to apply for a Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources DNR waterway grant resolution to install piers at Rock Center and Camp Lakes, lake buoys on Silver Lake, and a boat landing at Lake Shangri-La.
As we were preparing our budget for 2024, the Park Commission had approved, and so has the village board, to proceed with these projects. They're in our budget, and grants are available through the Wisconsin Waterways Commission. I volunteered to look into it. One of the requirements is to have a resolution that the DNR spells out what they want. And then you submit the resolution along with the grant applications. Currently, we have all set with the piers. The piers total about $80,000 in cost. And Rock Lake, we get $15,000 if it's approved for the grant. Camp Lake, $12,850, and Center Lake, $11,690, for a total of $39,040 if they're approved. And I believe they have a very good chance of being approved when there's money available. Their new budget isn't out yet with the waterways. The person that I work with, the DNR, thinks that these would be approved.
Yeah.
So what we're approving tonight is just the resolution. The requirements to submit.
Okay, just to submit for the grants. Okay,
Motion to approve.
Second.
okay. Hopkins and Sweeting, any additional comments or questions?
I do have one question with regards to the buoys here, Dennis. We as a village still have to submit Silver Lake for an ordinance, correct?
Right.
Can we submit with the information we have and then amend it later this spring for the Billy Goat Island
location. I've got a call into the DNR to ask the Sarah DeBerg is her name.
Yeah.
And she hasn't gotten back to me yet, but that's exactly what I left a message
Okay,
to find out.
Okay.
Now, I won't be submitting that grant possibly by July or January 1st, and that is fine too. There's a deadline for some of them by January 1st, but they don't have the money.
Right.
And the DNR said they'd put the grants in when the money's available, so.
No guarantee any time.
Any other questions? No? All right. Jared,
Yes.
Mr. Hopkins?
yes.
Mr. Gant,
Yes.
Ms. Sweeting,
Yes.
Mr. Barheit,
Yes.
Mr. Faber,
Yes.
and I'm a yes. Motion is approved. We forgot an agenda item on here. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
I'll make a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All in favor. Any opposed? All right.